Delarite, my MVVs, welcome.
Hello, Delarite. Report has it that, some palace residents came to meet with the Ooni of Ife very early in the morning to express their dissatisfaction over a midnight prayer that took place in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. And elders were very, very shocked at Ooni's reply. He made it very clear that anybody who cannot stay in the palace because of prayers, people communing with God and asking God for divine help, that person or that family has every right to move out of the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Delara. I bring you fresh and spicy just from the sources still on the royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you so much. I love your show. I do well, my people. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Where is this coming from? Now, there's this report that was making the rounds on social media that a certain woman that is called Ya Agba Aje or Ya Je Agba had passed on, and her sudden passing is attributed to her involvement in Dr. Lizzie's pregnancies. Okay, now if you have been following the trend of event, Lizzie has actually been trying to get pregnant for her husband, the Lion of Odua, and she has lost 4 pregnancies. Midterm, those pregnancies will just melt away. Okay, she's been very, very devastated. And recently, when she visited Olori, Naomi, she was sitting in front of Naomi. Naomi saw something moving around her neck. Okay, and Naomi asked her if she feels a movement there, and Lizzie said no. And Naomi saw, God opened her eyes of understanding. She saw somebody pumping something into Lizzie's neck, and that was when Naomi knew that Lizzie needed prayers. Okay, they organized, I think, a 3-day fasting and prayer in the royal mansion. Lizzie was there. Some people were there to support them. They joined forces and they prayed. And a few days later, a woman was struck dead right there in Ile-Ife, living in Ile Odua. Okay, and so the confession of this woman before she passed on was what made it clear to everyone that she had a hand in the things that have been happening to Dr. Lizzie. Now, a lot has happened. A lot of people are saying that it is Ogunjaye that struck the woman. Others are saying that it is Olori Naomi's prayers. But what has happened right now is, anyways, that is a topic I will bring to you later. But let's go into these prayers. So, with everything that happened, Dr. Lizzie was very devastated, crying so much and all of that. And Naomi felt like it was imperative for her to come and support Dr. Lizzie. And also, Kabiyesi had asked that they come and pray in Dr. Lizzie's apartment in the palace. And Naomi obliged, because if you know one thing, Dr. Lizzie has always been there for Olori Naomi through thick and thin. Right now, they are more like family than even women married to the same man. And Naomi wants to see Lizzie bear fruit for, Kabiyesi, because Lizzie is a very good person and she deserves all the help in the world. Right now, they are united in one goal. They have Dr. Lizzie, they have Adetutu, and they have Olori Naomi. Okay, we have seen the likes of Blo trying to, break into that circle of these 3 women, but for some reason, they are not opening up. These are stories I'm going to talk about later. So when Naomi came to the palace and they organized that prayer, it was a midnight prayer. It was a 1-day prayer, and the prayer took place in Dr. Lizzie's mansion, her own apartment where she is living. They started the prayer around midnight. The prayer was so intense. It took 3 hours. The prayer took 3 hours. People were there, and we have the likes of what do you call, blow blow. She was there for the prayer. Adetutu was there. Lizzie's sisters were there. Lizzie's mother was there. As soon as she heard that Queen Naomi was coming to hold a prayer in Lizzie's apartment, she left Lagos and she came for the prayer. And some people were there inside that apartment. They had a very serious prayer. There was, speaking in tongues. There were many revelations about the royal palace and all of that. And in all of this, Kabiyesi was in his chamber, because according to what we heard, we heard, if the information is correct, that Kabiyesi wasn't even asleep. Kabiyesi was in his chamber. He was monitoring everything that was going on, waiting for Queen Naomi to finish so that Queen Naomi can, retire back to bed and all of that. Tadenikawo was even with the father upstairs and all that. They said it was a whole lot that was happening. Then another person that was inside that prayer hall too was Oletik. Oletik was inside the prayer hall, and they said it was as in a spirit-filled prayer section. You see, speaking in tongues, a whole lot was happening. God used Olori Naomi to manifest things inside the palace, as we are hearing, if the information is correct. But then something happened the next morning. Lizzie was very happy. She was happy that that had happened because she feels like right now is a dawn of a new era for her. She feels like going forward, things will change in her life, and the deliverance that was meant to be done had been done and all of that. But it was very, very shocking to everybody, and even Kabiyesi, that the next morning they said, first of all, they saw like 5 chief elders together, 3 women and 2 men. They came. Then later, another 3 men joined them. They now came. Now, it's important for you to understand that the palace of the Ooni of Ife is very big. From one information we got that they had 900 and something families, as in families living inside the palace are up to 900 and something. And again, a lot of people doubted that information because it was an online information. But you need to know that it's a traditional community. And when we talk about the palace of the Ooni of Ife, they are not even talking about just that big edifice that you are seeing. It's they have smaller houses at the back and all of that. Now, a lot of people are living there. People who are connected to the royal family, families who are not even connected, families who have always lived there, families who have made the royal family their family, And when we talk about the royal family, we're not talking about the family related to Ojaja alone. We are talking about families related to even Oba that is with the blessed memory right now, Oba Sijo Ade, and other Obas that have been there. We are talking about all of these people are living there. So elders came and they said that the prayer that happened last night was very disturbing to them. They were so disturbed they couldn't sleep and all of that. And that is not because of the noise. Most times when you talk about prayers like that, the first thing that gets into the minds of people is the noise. Maybe there was noise pollution and all of that. This is not the case. The edifice that you are seeing there, the palace of the Ooni of Ife, was well built. There is noise proof and everything. People cannot be screaming inside a house as decent as a house that belongs to Dr. Lizzie, and people be hearing from outside. So this has got absolutely nothing to do with noise pollution. It has got something to do with the spiritual battle. And they came and they made it very clear that they were very disturbed over the prayers, and that they would not be able to, what is the word again? They said they will not tolerate, yes, that's the word I've been looking for, that they will not tolerate Olori Naomi coming back with that her prayer nonsense. They don't want that prayer nonsense in the palace. If she's returning back, she should drop her prayer in Akure. They don't want that prayer. And Kabiyesi went ahead to tell them that anybody that cannot live with the prayer of Olori Naomi and should get the hell out of the palace. Should look for a place somewhere suitable for them where people don't pray and stay. But in the palace, as long as he remains the Oba, okay, that Naomi will pray and pray and pray and triple the prayer that she used to pray. Now, this is Naomi's home, and Naomi can pray whatever way she wants, as long as he who is the Oba is not sanctioning prayer in the palace that nobody has the right to tell Naomi when to pray, when not to pray, where to pray, where not to pray, how to pray, and how not to pray, that they should get the hell out of his, presence. And that was how the whole thing ended. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.